The next 9/11 already happened. Xi Jinping and Putin created this coronavirus. They played America like a fiddle. They absolutely played Donald Trump. Vladimir Putin and the Rothschild bankers own Donald Trump. They own this moron who bankrupted casinos and had the Taj Mahal restructured. He completely owns Donald Trump. Vladimir Putin is great friends with Xi Jinping, a dictator of the Chinese Communist Party who has enacted a series of economic and social reforms, but has increased mass surveillance and censorship and the deterioration of human rights in the People's Republic of China. Jinping and Putin leaked the virus because they know that Trump is a big fucking moron. China controlled, isolated, and contained the coronavirus. Governments, elitist, billionaire, oligarchical governments are willing to kill its own people. We did so on 9/11. Remember that Donald Trump was declared the winner on the 9th day of the 11th month. The next 9/11 was going to happen under his presidency. He has failed the biggest test yet. He has stood up for Vladimir Putin and insulted our intelligence agencies over at the Helsinki summit. Donald Trump wanted to loosen sanctions on the Russians. Donald Trump wanted to recklessly start a tariff war against China to weaken our own economic trade. These are very clear reasons why America's enemies and the deep state in America and the Republican Party, with the backing of the Republican Party, put Donald Trump in power for this to happen. American billionaires want to crash the global markets. The military-industrial complex are willing to wage war. The billionaires are going to crash the market, and the billionaires that run the Republican Party and part of the Democratic Party want to short sell and buy properties on pennies of the dollar. The billionaires are behind this too. The billionaires funded the virology lab in China. Jinping and Vladimir Putin are well engaged in virology. There is a center of virology outside of the Wuhan seafood market. Russia has its own state research center of virology and biotechnology. The Russians are engaged in research of biological weapons, including potentially artificial viruses. Invisibly, Vladimir Putin and the Russian regime are going to be the invisible hand with the outbreak that began in China. Xi completely played Donald Trump like a fiddle. He purposely leaked out the virus. He knew Trump is a big fucking moron. He knew there's a bunch of anti-science illiterates in the administration because Donald Trump picked Michael Pence. Michael Pence failed to contain the HIV outbreak in Indiana. Michael Pence is a perfect lackey to lead the coronavirus pandemic response. Donald Trump owed money to the Bank of China at one point before China sold its debt. Donald Trump owed money to the Russians. Donald Trump owed money to the Rothschilds. Donald Trump seems to be involved in debt to internationalists. Donald Trump is the useful idiot for Xi, who is using this virus to weaken and dismantle America's economy. That is exactly why he leaked out the virus. He knows Donald Trump's base are a bunch of morons. He knows Donald Trump and the billionaires are trying to wage the crash. He knows Donald Trump is an illiterate who is not going to take this virus seriously. Donald Trump is the useful idiot, and he absolutely gets played and beaten and broken and scarred by America's enemies. A weak, pathetic leader. An absolute weakling at that, who allows Vladimir Putin and Xi to play him like a fiddle. Because we're at war and Donald Trump does not see this. Donald Trump has blood and American lives at his hands. Intelligence reports warned as far back as November that the coronavirus is coming. That we see the case in Wuhan. We see the case in Italy and Europe. Donald Trump did not take this serious at all. That idiot, playing into the hands of America's enemies. He says, oh, testing is never going to happen. We don't need it to reopen the country. That moron. How do you think South Korea and China contain the coronavirus? Mass testing. Donald did not invoke the Defense Spending Act to give Americans masks. We're going to all have to wear masks in public to contain the economic long-term damage of this coronavirus. How about Vladimir Putin's best friend, Xi Jinping? Russia defends China's record on the coronavirus response amid the American attacks. Donald Trump is failing to contain the coronavirus. Donald Trump is going to have over 3,000 lives lost at the beginning of June. Oh, the Republican Party is saying that the coronavirus is a Chinese bioweapon, but oh, it's just the flu. The Republican Party is telling you that this is just the flu. The Republican Party is playing to the hands of the Chinese, because the Republicans, dating back to Bush's big oil, are the party of starting wars and are the party of the military contractors. The military contractors do want war. They'll get involved in bioweaponry if need be. Now, Russian and Chinese and Iranian disinformation is trying to hide the fact that it's them that is releasing this bioweapon. They're saying that America released the bioweapon. Really? Did the Chinese bring the coronavirus back to America after the October Wuhan military games? Starting to connect the dots here. Military war, the military games. The first case in China in November. Are the Russians leveraging out their support to countries hit by the coronavirus? Russia is sending supplies to Italy. Are they going to get the help that they need to contain the coronavirus because they pitched in? Russia was not among the first nations. Russia has been hit by the coronavirus right now. They are at the early stages that the United States is in. Donald Trump, the useful idiot, has damaged America's economy from the attack of a foreign enemy. Donald Trump let the next 9/11 happen. Donald Trump had since November, and he failed miserably. He has destroyed America's national security. He has downplayed this virus, and it has cost thousands of lives at the hands of the billionaires who want to crash the market. He says, oh, the virus is going to weaken in April, and it's going to be gone by mid-April. Really, that idiot. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear. Contrary to what Anthony Fauci says, the dictators in the White House are preventing Anthony Fauci from meeting with the media. It's a purpose disinformation campaign. It's a willing death cult. Blaming the Obama administration. Oh, the White House rolled back food and drug regulations that limited the kind of laboratory tests states could run and how they could conduct them. The Obama administration made a decision on testing that turned out to be very detrimental to what we are doing, Donald Trump is. What is the truth? Obama drafted but never implemented changes to rules that regulate laboratory tests run by the states. Trump's policy actually did relax an FDA requirement that would have forced private labs to wait for FDA authorization to conduct their own non-CDC approved coronavirus tests. So we can't even get the tests rampant right now, which is how South Korea and China contain the curve. South Korea is just fine right now. Where are the mass testings? Where are the masks right now in America? And then Donald Trump saying the Obama White House is a full-scale disaster with thousands dying, the lying dictator in charge. He declared a public health emergency 2 weeks after the first U.S. cases of H1N1 were reported. Why didn't Donald Trump... Okay, he declared the national public health emergency, I think it was February, but why were the airports shut down? Why was travel in Europe shut down in March? Why did Donald Trump wait so long for that to happen? Why didn't he make exceptions with the UK? Why was Donald Trump increasing the coronavirus tests in America? The Trump White House inherited a broken, bad, and obsolete test for the coronavirus. The novel coronavirus did not exist in humans during the Obama administration. Public health experts agree that because of this fact, the CDC could not produce a test, and thus a new test had to be developed this year. Oh, Obama left Trump a bare empty shelves of medical supplies. That cannot be any further from the truth. The H1N1 outbreak did deplete the N95 mask supply, was never replenished, but the Obama administration did not leave the stockpile empty of other materials. Anybody that needs a test gets a test. They're there. They have the tests, and the tests are beautiful. Completely limited. Where's my test? Trump said that private health insurance companies had agreed to waive all co-payments for coronavirus treatments, extend insurance coverage of these treatments to prevent surprise medical billing. Insurers agreed only to absorb the cost of coronavirus testing, waiving co-pays and deductibles for getting the test. The family's first coronavirus response act, the second coronavirus relief bill passed by Congress, later mandated that COVID-19 testing be made free. They have not required the companies to cover follow-up treatments, although some did. Donald Trump called this a Democrat hoax in February. Oh, it's just the flu. Never mind that it's 10 times more contagious. He said the United States would suspend all travel from Europe except the United Kingdom for the next 30 days. The travel restriction would not apply to U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, or their families returning from Europe. Donald Trump did not keep them from entering the country. At first, it applied specifically to the 26 European countries that make up the area, not all of Europe. And then, of course, the UK and Ireland were banned. They were allowed to bring the coronavirus to America. We stopped all of Europe with the travel ban. We started with certain parts of Italy, then all of Italy, and then we saw Spain, stop there, blah, blah. Travel ban applied to the Schengen area, as well as the UK and Ireland, and not all of Europe, as he claimed. So the lie segment is continuing on and on and on, and I have the whole video of all the times that Donald Trump has downplayed the coronavirus and called a bioweapon a Democrat hoax. Did I get that right? Did Bush ever say that about it was a Democrat hoax, that there are no weapons of mass destruction? This guy is the most divisive president, and Obama and Bush have already called Donald Trump about that. He is now downplaying the report forecasting 3,000 deaths. Once Donald Trump said there would be 60,000 deaths, all in total. Russia stands by the Chinese. Putin is standing by China, is telling the United States that it must deliver proof over the virus allegations. This is going to get really, really, really juicy. Donald Trump even praised the Chinese. He got played by Xi Jinping. He got played by him. He got played by him, and he knows that war is coming. 15 times Trump praised China for this. But you see, this is all a pandemic. War in the stock market, and the billionaires, and the contractors. Coronavirus, the pandemic, Gematria 56, the Kabbalah code, that is the part of the organic matrix code, as well as being the code of the elites and the billionaires that run these events through Kabbalah. Donald John Trump, stock market crash, Book of Revelation, the Chinese virus, Elizabeth Warren, president during a World War III, How about Joe Biden right now, the leader to win the election? Joe Biden, World War III, COVID leak 37. Whether if it's Warren winning the election or Warren taking over as vice president, that is the plan. Who created the coronavirus? How about Vladimir Putin and the Center of Virology and Biotechnology? Did Vladimir Putin create this? World War III, Russia and China, the instigators. World War III, Vladimir Putin. Russia, China, the virus having Gematria of 122. I like how it's the impeachment over the Donald Trump asking Ukraine to dig dirt on Joe Biden and he gets away with it. Ukraine, Democrat, Warren, Jinping. Not only is it Jinping that has Gematria of 43, it's Vladimir, it's Elizabeth that has Gematria of 43. Moscow and Trump and Elizabeth and Vladimir all equal 88. An inside job perhaps done by Russia in the far right's disinformation campaign about this being the flu, play into the hands of the foreign enemy. This is what the right wingers and the Republicans and the billionaires have done in America. Let's just open everything up. It's all good. No doubt they have the backing of the far right in America. Vladimir Putin has already backed the far right in Europe during the 2016 elections. Is this why Donald Trump is going to be losing the election? That he absolutely got played by a foreign power like a fiddle. Donald Trump losing. Donald Trump playing into the hands of a foreign enemy. Letting a biological attack happen in America. 15 times he has downplayed COVID-19. Well, the 15 times that he praised China, we're going to the praising part. One of the many great things about our just signed giant trade deal with China is it will bring the U.S. and China closer in many ways. A man who truly loves his country. He loves his mass surveillance. He really does, Donald. What a joke trade agreement. Absolutely got played by the Chinese. They've been working very hard to contain the coronavirus. The United States appreciates their transparency. We all really knew what happened. He takes the Chinese at their word, useful idiot. Just a repackage of NAFTA. Our relationship with China now might be the best. It's been a long, long time. What a joke. China's not in great shape right now, unfortunately, but they're working very hard. They're working very hard. The United States has not helped China at all with the coronavirus. Well, they sent over our mask over to China. You see the stupid Republicans, they say, Obama dismantled our N95 masks. They are completely wrong. They just love being wrong. Just had a long and very good conversation with President Xi. Sharp, powerfully focused on leading the counterattack on the coronavirus. He feels they're doing very well. They built the hospitals, great discipline. We are working close with China to help. He's just saying the same thing. He's a fucking idiot. He's just saying the same thing. I can tell you they are working very, very hard. They're doing everything they can. We can get some help from China. It's all going to work out just fine. They're working with President Xi. We're working very hard. I think they handle it professionally. He's working very hard. Xi's a really good man, I believe. I believe he is. And they're working very hard. And if you know anything about him, I think you'll be in very good shape. They've had a rough budget, I think, right now. It looks like they're getting under control and more. They're getting more and more under control. He did say he'll take Xi at his own word, and we all knew what happened with that. Obviously, China is not being really transparent, and Donald Trump took Xi at his word. He's a useful idiot, and he's downplayed the coronavirus. He's playing to the hands of a foreign power. Xi and Putin released the coronavirus so they can weaken America economically. This is an attack. And Donald Trump let this happen. Donald Trump, the useful idiot, is playing to the ends of the foreign powers, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping and the Rothschild bankers that want war. He is a de facto puppet of the New World Order, and on top of that, he is a useful idiot who is dismantling America's national security by the very second.